All right, guys, strap in for this one, man. Because I posted a clip on Instagram last night of a clip from Paul George's post-game press conference where he said, I'm bored, okay? And there's Paul George superfans, of course, on the internet defending him because they're the weirdest people that exist in the world. It happens every time. There was James Harden superfans, there was Ben Simmons superfans, there's Paul George superfans. They're not fans of a team. They follow a player around like some kind of idol. It's the weirdest thing ever. The song Stan by Eminem is so perfect to describe these weirdos. And if you never heard that song or watched the video, go watch that. That's what these people are. Anyway, they're telling me I took it out of context or I didn't hear what he really said or what he really meant. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go listen to his entire post-game press conference, okay? Let's go do that. Here you go.
Paul, I guess what led to the struggles with CJ McCollum tonight?
Reporter asked him why you guys struggled with CJ McCollum tonight.
I don't know. He got loose, and I thought some miscommunication a little bit on our behalf, and then they played a little fast.
By the way, yes, the whole team fucking sucked last night. So you'll be in the comments talking about why you only blaming Paul George. No, everybody sucked, dude. And the fact that he just had a little bit of miscommunication last night, that's been all season. I don't know how this team is top 10 in defensive rating. This team plays no defense, bro. They don't guard the pick and roll. They don't switch. They don't rotate. There's no weak side. This team sucks. It looks like they're not coached at all. Anyway.
Seems to be kind of the case. Teams want to find rhythm. They play a little faster against us because half-court
teams play a little faster against us because we are the oldest, slowest team in the NBA. Yep.
Defense, we're pretty solid.
Half-court defense, we're pretty solid. And
I think, that was just the key. He got a couple of them to go down early and long game from there.
You got going in the second half.
He got a couple of them to go down early, long game from there. So basically, Nick Nurse didn't adjust anything. Nobody adjusted anything.
If you shot just offensively, it's like, I guess what was the difference between the start of the game and what you're able?
He asked him what was the difference between, you struggling in the first half versus putting up 28 points in the second half.
You do after halftime?
It just, I took it slow, still looking for my shots, but I just took it slow, let the game come to me, and, looking for my shots, but I just took it slow.
Oh, my God, bro. I took it slow? Yeah, we can see that by your body language on the court. I've been accusing this guy of taking it slow or playing a lazy game or looking like he doesn't care or looking like he's playing at a YMCA or a family cookout. And he admits it? I took it slow, just trying to find my game. Bro, he does not care.
Let the game come to me. And
we don't have time for this, bro. You can't take it slow.
When I had the ball, I was just looking to be aggressive, and I found something with just my rhythm and timing. That was it.
Well, y'all had a stretch where y'all won 10 out of 13 games, and now you lost your last 4 out of 6. What do you think the biggest difference has been for y'all?
Joel Embiid being Keith Pompey there asked him, you guys had a stretch where you won 10 out of 13 games, and now you lost 4 out of your last 6. Well, we haven't been playing the Charlotte Hornets twice a week, the Orlando Magic with nobody, the Chicago Bulls with nobody. Not that this Pelicans team had anybody either. Also, the 10 out of 13 games was with Joel Embiid on the floor, mostly. So there's that, too. So
simple as Joel playing, not playing. I mean, what do you think the biggest difference has been?
We're definitely better with Joel out there. That's a fact. We're better with the big guy back, in the lineup with us. But, I think through it all, we've had some, I think KO missed a game or two in that, and Kyle has been in and out. Like we've had a lot of guys in and out of the line.
We lost 4 out of 6 because Kyle Lowry's been out. Bruh, I did not know this was going to be so much comedy, man. Shout out to Paul George for being the #1 stand-up comedian in the United States in 2025 so far. Yeah, give him a Netflix special.
During that stretch. But, you know, I think we just comes down to us just playing a little faster. We gotta play at a faster pace. I think we're getting in trouble playing in a slow style in a half-court set. You know, I know Nick is definitely preaching for us to get up the ball faster, play faster, run a little bit more, and that's
You guys are slow because you're old, bro. There's no answer.
on us. That's I think going forward is what we kind of got to do.
You can't be faster. You can't. You're 34 with bad knees, bro, and your teammates are 39 with bad knees. You can't be faster. And your teammates are fat too, you know? Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, Kyle Lowry. Fat. 3 fattest players in the NBA. Fat. Out of shape. Fat. Not professional athletes. Fat.
You know, for a while, for a while, like when you guys were going through your rut early on, everybody was saying it's still early, it's still early. But now it's 36 games into the season. Is it not panic mode, but is it one of those things where it's a real sense of urgency now because this thing could go left?
Keith Pompey, if you couldn't hear it, asked him, is it panic mode now? Or is there a sense of urgency because it could go left? Well, Keith, it's already gone left, but let's hear what he says.
Yeah. It definitely is not, again, like you said, it's not panic mode, but, you know, there's sort of a desperation that we need to start to play with and look at every game like matters. You know, at this point forward, every game matters.
All right. There's a desperation we need to play with and act like every game matters. So basically, you just admitted that the first 35 games of the season, y'all weren't really acting like every game mattered?
So I think we do have to approach it in that matter, you know, because it's not going to get any easier. You know, we lost tonight. Not going to discredit, you know, how they played tonight, but a team we should have beat. And again, we got New York coming in, we got Oklahoma coming in. It's not going to get any easier. And so,
oh, you guys are about to get smoked. And look, Paul George is probably a nice guy. He seems like a very nice guy. None of this is personal. Like, you know, people always do that too. He seems like a very nice guy. I'm just saying it's very clear that he does not have a competitive spirit, and he doesn't really give a fuck. He seems like such a nice guy, but he doesn't have any fire, bro. It's just a fact. And for $50 million, it's a disaster, especially in this city. You can be a nice guy. This city will eat you alive, bro. Ask Tobias Harris.
yeah, we gotta, you know, put teams like this away early, and you know that's kind of the team we got to be. We want to compete and be one of the teams.
Oh, so you know, I was taking my time and easing into it right in the first half and finding my spots and you know taking it slow. I was taking it slow, but then you say these are teams we got to put away early. I don't know. Can you put those together and figure out the conundrum there, Paul?
Standing in the end, these are the games that, you know, we put teams away early.
Nick used you as the de facto 5 in one of the lineups in the fourth quarter, I guess. For you, what is that like when you're not used to playing that position?
If you couldn't hear him, he said, Nick used you as a de facto 5 in the fourth quarter. How do you feel about playing that position? And this is where he said that I'm bored, but this is more of a slander on Nick Nurse than anybody. Again, this team blows fourth quarter leads almost every game. And it's always because Nick Nurse doesn't have a center on the floor. His anti-Adembona agenda destroys this team in the fourth quarter. It's unbelievable. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I'm used to scrapping and running around and chasing and fighting through screens. And, to be honest, I'm bored, playing and, on a 5. Just don't do enough for me. But, I think.
So, yeah, I get what he's saying. When I'm the center and I'm basically have to stand in the paint and guard the 4 or the 5, it's boring. But you can't say that. You can't say that with this lack of energy and this level of just nonchalantness and sounding like you don't give a fuck. You can't say I'm bored, bro. You can't say it. You can't say it doesn't do enough for me. And also, you're bored guarding the 4 and the 5? Well, how about you actually rotate and guard the 4 and the 5 then, huh? Because the entire fourth quarter last night, I watched players go around the ball screen and have a wide open lane with you standing there watching. So maybe you were bored, Paul George, because you weren't fucking moving.
Being mindful of, my ability to clog the middle and kind of help. And
yeah, you weren't clogging the middle or helping at all, dude. And anybody that disagrees with me, go rewatch the fourth quarter.
Cut off passing lanes and driving lanes, and
yeah, he didn't do that either.
Kind of battle with the bigs.
You didn't battle with the bigs.
What Nick sees in that style.
It's what Nick sees in that style. Okay,
but again, I enjoy chasing the little guys and matching up against wing defender or wing offensive player.
He's still a really good perimeter defender, and this Paul George playing the 5 is not on Paul George. Nick Nurse is the R word, dude. Nick Nurse has CTE, man. He's absolutely mentally challenged.
I ended up in foul trouble in the first half tonight, which has been a little bit of a recurring thing recently, and has not been a thing that's happened to you often throughout your career. I guess, is there anything you think has led to that specifically, or just kind of random?
I'm in foul trouble because I'm too slow. Players, I have to foul. I'm too slow.
NBA. Couldn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you that, especially what goes on the other end. And I'm the one that seems to be in foul trouble. So I couldn't tell you that.
Oh, we're blaming it on officials? Okay.
Those defensive miscommunications that you talked about, what do you think goes into that in terms of solving it? Is it just a matter of time and getting more acquainted with guys?
It's just talking more. We just talking more. I think talking is always a subject that comes up in teams, especially early on. Obviously, if we've been together for a long time, you kind of just know where guys are going to be, and rotations, coverages. But I think for again this being our first year together, I mean the communicating aspect of it is fairly new to this group of talking and making sure we know what's going on, who's switching.
Do y'all practice? Do you guys practice?
Who's supposed to be in this spot? So I think we just got to continue to grow from that aspect. But that's just really what it comes down to when it's a mis.
Listen, my main takeaway from this is that Paul George cannot come off as this disinterested for $50 million a year. I think that's my main problem with it. I think that's main Sixers fans' problem with it. He's getting paid $50 million a year, and he's basically acting like he's KJ Martin. You know what I mean? He's acting like he's just a random role player on the team. And he's like, oh, well, here's what I think, and we're better with Joel, and, we had some miscommunications, and he just does not sound like one of the highest paid players on this team. He doesn't sound anywhere close to a leader of a team at all. You paid a 35-year-old role player $200 million. He's signed until 2029. Joel Embiid signed until 2029. He has a destroyed knee and can't even get on the floor. It's over, bro. Wrap it up. Sell the team. This is a disaster.